This
Well, I think
conference
this
will
of
now be recorded.
the extraction of the response body that you get from the get method of your Google, and the extraction was of the JSON file. Now, sometimes you get a response body which is of XML also. So that is the reason I took up, Google, because it basically allows you to do both the things. So I'll open up Google Place API. Place search, and if you look at the find place request, does have a output which is equal to an XML also. And the XML output, if you want to see what is the XML output, uh, find place responses. This is the output. Now, if you get XML output, the behavior of traveling through the XML will be a bit different than the behavior of your JSON. If you look at your JSON, the behavior is that if you look at the body section of it, you have to give the object and then the index number and then another object by a dot. That is a JSON path, definition. So you might have to basically give the object first, and then the index number which the object has. The candidate at index number 0 does have a value called as does have an object called as rating. That is how you read it. Mm, if you look at the last behavior also, you have seen JSON editor online. These are the editors which you can use. And if you look at, it starts with two objects. Curly braces means two objects, and this is the first and second. So you give the object first. The object contains a JSON array of size 1. That means size 1 with index number 0. So at that 0th index, this is the object that we had actually validated with the value of 4.5. That is how we travel through the JSON. If you want to read an XML file, the traveling behavior will be a bit different. So that is why I took up the XML also. So what I'll do is that I'll create a new project. I'll call this as rest assured 3, and let us add the libraries. 1 minute. Mary, these guys, the API guys have not got the videos for the last section, last session.
লাস্ট সেশন কোচিংটা আমি আপলোড করে দিয়েছি তো লাস্ট যেটা আপনি পাঠিয়েছেন
So, okay, why haven't they got it? Because the Sunny is saying that he's on the line because I'm taking online. So he is saying that no, they have not got it. Can you cross verify?
Even I did not get it.
When Amrit has not got it.
গ্রুপে ওরা মেসেজও করেছিল না আমি গ্রুপে মেসেজ করার পরে ওরা তো গ্রুপে মেসেজও করেছিল যে হ্যাঁ পেয়েছি বলে তারপরে তো আর আমি কোনো ভিডিও পাইনি
Last section was last week, right?
10th November, yeah.
Yeah, 8th November, I think. So
8 November
1 minute, not 8th November. Last session was on
10th.
yeah. It was on 10th November, yes.
কোচিংটা 10 নভেম্বরের ভিডিও আমি পাইনি
1 minute, just me check up because I sent it to you, right? 10th November. Video. Inverse this sent. Have will be deleted. I've sent it.
কৌশিক দা তাহলে আপনি আরেকবার ফরওয়ার্ড করে দিন, আমি আরেকবার চেক করে নেবো কালকে যে।
Okay, okay. Okay, thanks. Probably she has misplaced or she's got confused with so many videos I've sent.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me add the jar files of this 4.1.2 jars controller. And this will be nothing but if I look at the package Google Place API, but find place again will be with your let me copy the whole thing, right? And I'll just refactor this to XML as the response. Okay, find place with this. Now here what I need to do is that everything else will remain constant. The only thing the changes is required is that the output value will be XML instead of JSON. So you just change it to XML and check it out in your page also. What do they say? See, if you look at above here, they say that JSON or XML all in small letters. So everything else will remain constant. Now here is where you are basically checking out that the content type status code is 200. Content type is not JSON. Content type will be dot XML. Okay. To understand the XML response body, we had used this particular editor, right? So similarly, for understanding the XML response body, use the online editor, that is your XML online editor. So I will show you that. This is the XML editor. This was the one, or that XML. Yeah, so something like this only. Hmm. Mm, formatter online. There's a good one. Okay, we'll see this only. There are a lot of there. So if I pick up one of the responses from here, the result from here, hypothetic, the example result is XML. I'll just copy this. I'll paste it out here and export to CSV, download, load URL. No, this is not the correct one. This does not give you. Eh? मैं कैटलॉन वीडियो के साथ सब कुछ था the quota. So I will send it again. This is the tree view. You can actually click out here. So this is the formatted address of this is the same example I've taken. So just click on the tree view, you will get the tree view like this. Now, if you look at in XML, there is no call objects out here. All are tags. So there is no concept of objects. If you look at the find place right now has main. If you look at the main tags are the candidates tag, and at the same indentation you have the status tag, and that is what the two tags are out here whose values is defined. Candidate tags inside is as the child tags like this: name, formatted address, geometry, ratings, opening hours, photos. These are the child tags of candidates. A name also might have its own tag if it is there. If it's not there, this is the value of name. Formatted address, this is the value. Geometry has again its own children tags like this: location and viewport. The rating does not have any child. Opening hours, opening now false. This is the only child. So here, if you can understand it, the XML file does not contain any uh, your index like your JSON. JSON has JSON array, right? XML file does not have it. They all have tags. The path to analyze the path, you don't have to use arrays out here. So the path behavior will be a bit different. So that is what I can put it out here. You can use this, or you can also use the Next XML editor online. You can put the response, not this. Put this response, paste it out here, and just go to the XML tree. Just going to show you the XML tree. Find place response. So this is the first tag you can see. And And since this is XML editor, uh, why it is showing you curly braces and all? It only has objects. It doesn't have any array. You can see that. And the earlier one, an XML editor. Put this. Now you understand. This is much better to understand. Don't get confused. 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute, guys. So better is you can use these two tutorial points. This or to analyze. So the body parts will be different a bit. So let's say to understand, we want to basically validate that the status has a value equal to OK or not. The behavior is a bit different. Since it's XML part, so I go out here. I have to go to the OK, right? Status. So let me open this. Okay, I will comment it right now. Let me get the response body. How do you get the response body? Let me not validate the body part, at least validation of this and validation of this. And then all validation paths will be printed out if these two validation points are matching. And then you convert it to a string and print out the response body. Okay. Print out the response body. After that, I will comment this part. And I'll not use the advanced validation right now. Comment it. Let's get the response body from here. Extract the response, you print out and print out the response body like this. So let's run this. You'll get the actual response body. So this is the response that you're getting. You can see that all validations apart. The response body is this. I'll capture this. Copy it and paste it out here. Actual response. So name, if you look at the actual response body, is showing the name in question mark because this is Unicode, because we have asked for the name. If you look at, we asked for the name in Hindi. Let it make it back to English. Okay. You should not have any Unicode characters. So let's run this. And then you will see the name is coming in as Kempegowda International Airport. So I'll copy this portion and put it out here in the response and go the tree view. Okay, now I want to basically verify that the status is equal to OK. Now, if you look, status and candidates are at the same hierarchy. Okay, but the first tag is your find place from external response. I will copy this and I'll assert first of all the body part, this portion. Candidates find place response dot from that particular tag you are going to the status tag. So dot status. copy it and make it equal to dot status, right? Equals to okay. That's fine. Then you want to basically validate the candidate, validate the contents. Okay, formatted address contains that value. Formatted address you have to go. So go out here, candidate formatted address. Okay, I can validate it because it's not in Unicode. So I can just go out here. I have to remove the path. This is a path with the index number available for your JSON responses. Now here is a response in XML. So I have to start from here. Copy this, paste it out here. Dot. From here I have to travel to candidates because that contains formatted address. Dot candidates. Candidates dot. You have to travel to formatted address. Pick up this. And the value contains, this is the value. So it contains that value or not. Okay. And then rating is equal to 4.5 or not. So I can validate this body part also. Validation. So okay, I have to start from here. I'll copy it. Rating, right? So where is the rating? Candidates have come. Where is the rating? Here is the rating. Rating is equal to 4.5. So dot rating is equal to what is rating? Rating is 4.5 equal to 4.5. And then the name contains that value or not. So find place, candidates, name. Find place, external response dot candidates tag dot rating tag. It's not the rating tag, name tag. Name contains this value or not. The uppercase and lowercase of the tags has to be maintained. So if this is the body validation from XML, this is how you travel to the XML file. With the tags you travel, there is no indexing available in your XML. Indexing is only available for JSON files which have their index numbers. Fine. So let's extract and see if I get the printout as all validation has passed. That means all these validations have passed. Let's run this. So there's some problem. The XML path find place dot candidates dot formatted address doesn't match. Expected iterable containing is this. Actual is. What is the difference? Devanahalli, Bangalore, Karnataka 560300 India. That is the response only, right? Formatted address. The path is correct. Path is not a problem. Contains method. List of matches. Contains string. Let's use this or this. What we have used contains string. Let's run this. The contains takes a matcher or a list of matches. What is the problem? Iterable containing Kempegowda International Airport. So this has also failed. The failure is at this point. Because contains method takes, if you look at the contain method takes, if you look at the contain method takes matcher of iterables, or it will be matcher of exchangers. It's a matcher of collection. So these are the contains overloading. So that is why I'm using contain strings. It will take strings only as an argument. So, dot contain. So here also is better that instead of the contains function. I know that where it has failed. Line number 64, you can see that. So instead of that contains method, I will use the contain string method. Now it should pass. It has passed, and that is why you have got the validations passed. Fine. And now we can use this behavior also will work out here. Another way to look at the Boolean value. So here the converted, this is the point at which you are converting the XML file to string. And when you convert to string, you can use the contains method of string to contain that this is the value or not. Contain method of string you are using right now. And return type is Boolean. If it is matching, then obviously if the Boolean result is true means it contains that particular value, the response body. In case here, if you look at here in the body also, the rating is also passing. This kind of problem is faced with the JSON path, JSON file. Here it is passing. If you go to the earlier behavior out here, you see that rating equal to 4.5. This is also passed. But generally, what happens if you have latitude and longitudes, they will try to have a problem. If it is working file, then that. So here also, what you can use contains string, but it will also come in the question mark pattern. So here you can use the boolean, and the boolean is equal to true. That means it's working fine. So this is contains 4.5, contains the address, and contains the name. What is the name coming to? Kempegowda International Airport. This I can put it contains the response body converted to a string format contains these values or not. So you'll get the value of true for B1, B2, and B3 variables if you run it from here. Now, getting true. Now let's go to the advanced validation that you do with XML. And for doing advanced validation, we need to do parsing. Okay, we are done by parsing the converted string response body. So here we use XML path is equal to new XML path. And pass on the response body. This response body variable is the converted XML response to a string format, which is coming from here. So we'll just XML path is basically used to parse your converted response body from XML to the string. Import the XML path from rest assured path XML. Okay, and this X has to be copied and used wherever it is required. See, if you look at again, we are using the XML path get string method. The other methods also. Okay, but generally, if you understand it, the response that you have converted to a string format, these values are also in string format. So that's why using the get string method. Because you have converted the whole XML response to a string format. So these numbers are not numbers now. They are not double numbers. They are all string now. That's why using the get string method. And validating the fact. Okay. Now, is there a assert class present? Is there a assert class present? So, so the assert class contains does not contain a string text to sub and such substring does not contain strings text to substring has to be given and the message has length with string message has is assignable. So is true we can use. Now if you look at the is true method, it takes a boolean expression and return type is void. So it's better to use this expression is You have to give a comparative operators or something. So expectations is true. So I can use assert, control X, directly out here for assertion. It's another part of validation only. Expression is that expectations is true. Is true means the expectations is true. So is true means one minute. Is true means the expectations are true. Actual will come from here. And message will be thrown out. Message parameter is thrown out message parameter is thrown out if the expectation does not match with actual. Remember, if you are using an assertion fails, the compilation stops out here, so you will not get all these. You will not get all these behaviors. Now I'll show you. So then I can say that the address B1 is having the value true if it contains the address contains this value, right? Or this is the yeah, the address is not matching with actual. Now this will be true right now. And there is some mistake which has happened. Yeah, I removed the whole thing. The address between actual and expected not matching. So this message will be thrown out when the expectation which is true is not matched with the actual defined out here. So I'll say this is the contains, I will remove this RD. The one that I remove ID, this will be false. Expectations are true. True are not equal to false. This is the actual result V1. So I will get this message and I'll see that there's an assertion error thrown out. And if there's an assertion error thrown out, the compilation will stop at 87th line. No codes below it will be compiled until the method body ends. So you can see that. You can see it's giving you false for B1 and it is saying that illegal argument exception, the address between actual and expected not matching. Giving us illegal argument exception. Add line number, this. So if you look out the console, that is telling you also that I am getting the message that I written down. Address between actual and expected not matching. So this message is getting thrown out when the actual result is not with the expectations. Just to show you. In the similar fashion, let me put it RD. Now what will happen? The assertion will pass. There are no exceptions out here. Rest of the codes below will be compiled. But before that, I'll put an assertion for this also. Assert dot is false. Assert dot is true is only out here. Actual expression is B2. So this message will be thrown out which will say that what is this rating is not matching. Rating, the rating between the actual and expected not matching. So I can put a assert here also. Dot has text means the text is present. So this is, I can show you this one also. And has the text means it contains a text. So string text. So I'll say this rest body that is in string format. This will be the actual string. And for using this, I can use something like expected string. It takes a string, right? So let's say string actual text. Actual text is this. Better that I use a different one. Dot is another way to use is true, is null and all. Right? Boolean expression I have to get that. So I write down actual text. This is the, let's say this is the expected text. Sorry. Expected text is this. Now this response body will contain the whole text. So is the, this I can call as the actual text. Response body string format dot contains the expected text or not. It contains method returns a boolean value. So I can say that if the expectations are true, actual will come from here when this message will thrown out. So I write down the response body does not contain the text. And what is the text? This text. Kepegoda International Airport. So I'll use escape sequence for this. It takes a literal meaning. Otherwise, what will happen? This is the opening curly double quote. This will become a closing curly quote, and this will be taken as the string. Rest of the other part. If I don't give a escape sequence, this will become black color. But I want the result to be thrown out as, you know, that this should be coming within double quote. So use the escape sequence out here. Then it will take a literal character out of it. So if this does not match with the actual result, this message will be thrown out. So I will just remove from the expected test U. The actual text will contain U, right? This assertion will fail and there will be an exception. Let's run this. Oh, contains, bro. Contains means substring is containing that. So I have to use equal out here. This should be an exact match. If you're using the equal method, it should be an exact match. Contains means contain those substrings. This will fail. हाँ खोली
खुला है
You see illegal argument exception. Equal will look at the exact match. See that. If I change it to U, what is going to happen? It is going to show you a pass of the assert. This is another way to use assert is true. Bengaluru. So what is this showing you? Again, illegal argument. This has failed. So here better to use, see what happens that why it is failing. Some string are, some string characters are not unseen. For example, space, between, before, after. So for this you better to use contains. Because if I use the equals method, exact match will be shown with the expected result. Better to use the contains.
Kaushik, there is one more method like equal ignore case. So in that also, I think.
We can use that also. Ignore case means that control space bar. This will ignore the uppercase and lowercase behavior. That's all.
Yes.
But this will still show for exact match. It will ignore the cases, see, uppercase and lowercase behavior. But why you are getting an exception? You know why? Because in the actual result, some string characters are coming which are unseen by us.
Right.
So it's better to use, the contains method. Contains means I'm searching for a substring. So you can assert like this also. So assertions are can be used like this. They become true now. So you can use a validation like this with the body. You can do a validation with the string methods also, with the asserts also. Now you can also do advanced validation like this by parsing it out. Acha, have I sent you the codes from the last week? That also have not sent you, is it?
Yeah, I didn't got it, Kaushik. The code also I didn't got it.
Okay. Let me send the code. I'll send you the whole workspace. Okay. From next time we'll do at 12 o'clock so that we
Okay,
can
yeah.
sit down with the code. I didn't have my lunch, so I'll go and have my lunch.
Yeah,
तो मेरा
sure, Kaushik. Yeah.
मेरा ये भी दर्द कर रहा है बहुत, पता नहीं आज कंधा for that
Oh, yeah.
spondylitis.
ठीक है कौशिक, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Yeah, next week we can join.
So we can basically have the, let me send this at least. Okay, नहीं इससे नहीं जाएगा because they are codes and they will not accept codes. I'll use WeTransfer. Mm. So, workspace is in this API. मैं पूरा वर्कस्पेस ही भेज देता हूँ. जिप फॉर्मेट में भेजो कि अनजिप फॉर्मेट में, रार फॉर्मेट में?
फॉर्मेट भेज दो, मेरे पास डाउनलोड कर लिया था मैंने.
जिप में भेज देता हूँ आप लोग.
मैं एक्सट्रैक्ट कर. हाँ, जिप में भेज दो.
ये BWSSB का यहाँ पे लाइन बैठ रहा है, 2-4 दिन से एक्ट भी नहीं है. मैं मोबाइल से कर रहा हूँ ये.
ओह, ओके.
एक्ट का लाइन ऑप्टिकल BWSSB काम करते हैं, वो ऑप्टिकल फाइबर के बारे में सोचते नहीं, काट के चले गए. वो अपना वो लाते हैं ना, जेसीबी लाते हैं, उन्हें
हाँ
फाड़
हाँ
के चले गए.
हाँ.
कोई दिमाग
केयर नहीं करते.
कोई दिमाग नहीं, कुछ नहीं, कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है, जो मर्जी करो. ओके, अब सेंड यू द
ओके,
कोड्स.
ठीक है कौशिक.
मैं
ओके,
काम करूंगा,
चेक इट.
पूनम को बोलूंगा कि उसको
Okay.
हर एक बार मैं वीडियो करता हूँ और टुडेज वीडियो आल्सो.
और ये भी सेशन भेज देना कौशिक, अब ये वाला जो है.
हाँ
Because I will practice it. This session also.
या
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kaushik. Okay, bye.
थैंक्स अमृत.